just in case anything come up. They said evidence was contaminated. Abdul-Karim ibn Musa was shot 6 times, stabbed 3 times. He put up a heroic fight for his life against 3 male and 1 female attackers. Neither police nor neighbors responded to the cries for help or assistance. To this day, there has been no ambulance report on file, no police investigation, no ballistic collection, no crime scene investigation, no concern of the police department at all. Why? Because Mukhtar and his fellow police officers, OPD and SAFBI types, carried out the unsuccessful assassination. It was unsuccessful. But you can clearly see where they was trying to go with it. If they had more professional than them Negroes, you know what I mean, doing it, they'd have took him out. But they didn't expect him to, he was a good size, I guess 250 or more. And he was just coming off a little weightlifting binge, so he was able to deal with him. It's going to him, it's not them. They were unsuccessful. East Oakland residents are aware of Oakland Police Department's enmity and hatred for Imam Musa's noble work of offering Islam as an alternative to drugs, death, broken families, and the general decline in the Oakland community. So, in Oakland, if you mention my name, it's synonymous with police abuse. Now I'm going to read a couple of these stay-away orders that Mukhtar filed. He filed 3 or 4 of these against both my sons, but I only have one here against my son. And they have him here as Terrell Reams. I'll read what he says. Can you hit the heat? Just a pitch. Okay. His name, Mukhtar Ali Mujahid, age 44 at that time. Address 8110 MacArthur Boulevard. Person from whom protection is sought, Terrell Reams, A.K. Hassan Musa, 46. And the address. Who do you want to protect him from? Jamal Avery, Samaya Mujahid, Rashida, all of those people. Son, daughter. This is what he says. Terrell Reams, Hassan Musa has the potential to be a very violent person. He is an ex-convict. All his crimes were mostly extremely violent in nature, and he has fear written in. So he's telling the police, where he got this, I don't know, but he's saying, my son has a potential for violence, and he is classified in the penal system as violent because he had shot a guy a long time ago, stuff like that. That didn't stop what's-her-name from attacking him, though. He got fear down there for himself. He didn't seem to be too fearful. Terrell Reams, A.K. Hassan Musa, has physically and verbally assaulted me at the Masjid, Community Education Center. I guess that's Talim Place, on the dates and something like that, with witnesses. Now, he states that the attack he made on my son is what my son supposedly did to him. In fact, mine is like that too. Everything that he did to me, he said that that's what I did to him. He has verbally as well as physically harassed me, pushing and shoving me in front of my family and members and family members. These these assaults took place at the Masjid. Remember, you can see on TV, you don't see no show of Mukhtar being pushed and shoved by anybody, or it would be on the show.
Right.
It would be on the show.
To prove their case.
Yeah, to prove their case. They'd have that on the show. Terrell Reams has tried to physically remove me while I was giving the sermon to our members of Masjid al-Islam. I stated in front of the members that I'm going to put a restraining order to stay here. I was emotionally affected, E-D, not I-V-E, but it's okay, it's spelling. Yes, on the telephone, as well as community members present, Mr. Reams has continued to harass as well as trespass on community from November 1st to now. In other words, if we come on the property, he would say that they're trespass. Now, don't forget, he called the police on both of my sons. They were living over the school. And he opened the door for the police, saying, I have dominion here. I'm the caretaker. They have guns and drugs in there. Suppose they would have found guns and drugs. They had probable cause now because the caretaker let us in. They could send them away for 100 years, easy. I fear for my life and safety. Terrell is an ex-convict drug dealer as well as enforcer for other drug dealers. He didn't sound like one, it sounded like a victim of Mukhtar. You know, past history is violent and scare factor. He uses fear as a weapon. That's myself. Okay. Now, what did the court do with this? They threw it out and said, don't come in here with that anymore. What the people told him, do not come in here with any more of this stuff. Now, this is mine right here. On August 22nd, Clarence Reams physically attacked both my wife and daughter. This is the time they came with guns. He grabbed and punched my daughter and slapped my wife as well as punched her in the chest. He began to call her bitches and whatever else you add with that. Clarence Reams and 3 known dope addicts, friends, as well as his son Terrell Reams, set out to take over the mosque and use injury and force. We set out to take over the building that we own. That's something. They were armed with weapons, blocking the door of the mosque. Began name-calling, cursing, pushing and punching people in the face, and something about the mosque members. No, he stole. I think he got stole or spoke the mosque. My wife and daughter were punched in the chest and arms. And myself, I was punched and shoved into the wall of the Masjid by Mr. Reems. Yes, Mr. Reems and his thug friends displayed weapons in front of the Masjid. All his crew was police. The night before, is when I went there and the Arab guy was there. The one looked like Taliban, the new. So I said, you gotta get out of here. So I was easing him around the masjid. He was doing a backup, side to side. And so when I got up on him, he leaned forward and I said, I told you he was police. That's police training. Lean forward and go for your stuff, and you could see it. 2 inches of the holster right back there. So the next day, they came with guns. None of us had guns. One of my son's friends body slammed one of them, and the gun fell out. When the gun fell out, all the rest of them was there in perfect police position. Don't touch that gun. I mean, in perfect spread, legs spread. They was perfect TV police. And y'all saw the rush on the masjid. This is when they were rushing. Yes, Mr. Reeves and his thug friends displayed weapons in front of the masjid. Witnesses, small arms, as well as cursing words like bitches and hoes. Was the something of the day. I have my blood pressure level raised high. This is something, my nervous system, and made me emotionally unstable due to Clarence Reeves' physical and verbal threats to my family. I brought my phone in case somebody wanted to call today. Oh, play your video of yourself so they can hear the truth. Okay, good. Do y'all want to say something? Call my phone and so you can say what you want to say. I'll put you on the thing here. Come on, call. Call the phone. Oh, yeah, I should have it on. But they watching there, so. Okay. If you're not going to call, I'll get back to what I'm talking about. By the way, this is not a report I filed on the police. This is not a report my son filed on the police, to the police. This is y'all filed this. Yeah, this is As-Salamu Alaikum. Now you got to, I got rules here. You got to say what you want to say. And you just say it. Yeah, I got you. You on the camera right now. Go on. What are you going to say? What? I should be ashamed of myself for writing this report. I caused dissension, or did y'all just leave? It seemed like y'all caused dissension. Well, we can't have no hollering. We just push the plug. We got to go to the fact now. I turn this boy off. Yes, indeed. Wanted to give her a chance, but you can't argue with facts. These are facts right here. If you was there since you was 12 or 13, it don't make no difference. By the way, in the bank accounts, everybody else had to pay their own way. Mukhtar, I put $35,000 in the account that he managed, then I took him off after a while. $35,000. You know, they make it seem. And y'all saw the report where I paid the taxes out there, right? Where I paid the taxes came to 48,000, something like that. That's close enough. Over 48,000. Okay, so Mukhtar, I put the, where is that? Well, I'll get to it a little bit. I put $22,900 fine that I paid from here, our money. Remember, everything we paid for them out there, it came from our money here. There has never been a time when Oakland brought money to D.C. There has hardly never been a time when we didn't take money, and when they had a fundraiser out there, we would donate $35,000 here, 50,000 there. It's in cashier's checks, so it's recorded. Okay, that's the kind of money we would take them. But they said that we were stealing money from our own accounts, which here we stated very clearly. We talked about the money in the accounts in Juma. Does anybody remember that? Yeah. We always discussed in general terms where we are. Here, that's our account, that's not their account. The Bank of America broke the law and put them on our DC account. We'll get it back, don't worry. We'll get the property back they sold. All that. You can tell we're not in a rush. But this is what you call, what did I call this? Grand jury. It's like a grand jury indictment, where we're putting up their statements. Yes, Mr. Reeves and his thug friends displayed weapons. Okay, the only thing is all the witnesses say different. They had all the weapons. Our instructions was no weapons. We can't be out there. No weapons. If you're going to be here with me, you can't have no weapon. That's what they want. They want a physical confrontation. With all of them being police, and I have mad but untrained Negroes. Right? That's what all of the calling, everything is to engineer a physical confrontation. And if it don't be for a certain type of leadership, that would have happened a long time ago. Why? Because everybody in Oakland wants to do something. And I told them, never go after the fool. Go after the white man, the one that's in back of that fool. Everybody can see clearly, right, who's behind them. As we go to read, I'm going to speed up. You got the idea. On September 2nd, this is that's when I was arrested once. I barricaded himself in the Masjid. How you gonna barricade yourself in a place you own? But the Negro is using, he started cursing, I walked up to the door. I see all this commotion going on outside. I said, who is that? He said, it's me. I said, Mukhtar, you have to come back tomorrow. I'm not going to be talking to you in the middle of no night. So the police beat on the door. You got to come out of there. Okay, my family and I are in imminent danger. So our character is being assassinated by Clarence Ream's accusation of me